There we go. Okay, we're recording. So why don't you just start off, Carly, by telling us your story. Tell us all about you and everything. I'm gonna pin your video. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm so excited. So my name is Carley Guerrero. I am 26 years old. I'm a triple diamond with It Works. I joined this business November 19th of 2016. So this November it will be my 3-year anniversary. It's just been seriously a crazy 3 years. But whenever I joined this business, I was a full-time hairstylist, and you guys, that was my dream job. Okay. I I don't know. I just always loved everything about hair and makeup. And, I was in the salon of my dreams. Like, seriously, I was like, there's nothing more that I could want. Like, this is going to turn out to be the best thing. I'm just going to make so much money. And, I was good at doing hair. Like, I hate to like toot my own horn, but like I was good at doing hair. You know what I mean? And so I went right into booth renting instead of trying to like build my clientele, because I was actually in cosmetology school for a lot longer than I should have been. I just was pregnant and got married while I was in cosmetology school. And so I missed a few days, a lot of days actually. And it's like a clock hour program. So I had to have 1,500 hours. And it just took me longer to get that because I like would just skip class when I was like sick with Berkeley, when I was pregnant with Berkeley. And so it took me longer. And so while I was in cosmetology school, I was actually building my clientele. And so I felt like, once I graduated, like I have like a steady clientele now. I can just go into booth renting, which if you don't know what that means that I was having to spend $125 every single Thursday. So like $500 a month on just the chair. The salon that I was in, they didn't supply anything, no like curling irons, straighteners, brushes, clips, shampoos, colors, everything I had to supply. So I don't even know how much I was spending. Like, I know for me to get started, like to go and buy like everything that I needed was like $2,000. And then, $500 a month on top of having to continuously buy color throughout the, weeks and everything. And so I sat down one day and I was like, how much money am I bringing home? And it was like $200 a month that I was bringing home. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I need to find something else, because we were getting behind on bills. Cars were getting repossessed. Our water would get shut off. It was just like all of these things. And like, my husband was working, which my story has 2 parts, in which I'll get into that and, later when I tell my story. But, I was in the salon of my dreams, and I just started praying for something that would help my family, because we were in a hole. I was like, there's something out there, I know there is, that can help us. I didn't care what it was. I wasn't necessarily looking for network marketing or a home-based business. That's why I always say It Works found me, because I was just like, I need money. I don't care where it's going to come from. I just need money. And I followed Courtney Bohr on Instagram, which I was a hairstylist, and so her platinum blonde, long, gorgeous hair, I was like, who is this girl? Like, she is so cute. Like, who is she? And her Instagram sucked me in, you guys. I mean, I think I was like scrolling like 2 years like down. I was so far in her Instagram, and I saw a picture of her standing next to her car, and the caption was talking about how she paid it off, and like, she made like massive car payments. And I was like, I was so just like in awe by that post that I had to like close my phone and like set it down and just be like, what did I just read? Like, that, there's no way that that is real. And I went back to it, and I was like, okay, what does this girl do? Like, I kept looking at other posts, and I just sent her a message. I was like, hey, okay, I've heard of It Works, because where I'm from, like, people had done It Works, but nobody had been successful with it. Like, I just knew It Works, lime green. That's it. That's all I knew. And, I was kind of like, it didn't have like a good, like vibe with me, because I didn't know of anybody who was successful with it. And so I was like, what is it? What do you do? And she basically just answered all of my questions. And I was like, okay, if you can be successful, I can be successful in this, And so I told her, I was like, I seriously have no money right now, but I have a really busy day coming up in the salon, and I'm going to join. Okay. And the way that we were living is I was making money, but that money that I was going to make from doing all of those hair colors that week, was already spoken for. So, X amount was going to this bill, X amount was for groceries, and so on and so on. And so I had sat down that Friday night, and I had paid, the bills, and I had $100 left. And I was like, you have 2 options. You can either join this business, or you can pay your water bill. What are you going to do? And I was so torn, because I wanted to join so badly, but I was like, you have to pay your water bill. Like, you can't, like, you don't want it to get shut off again. And I just had this feeling, and it was like, join the business. Risk your water getting shut off one more time. Like, you know how to live through that. You can do it one more time. Join this business. And she told me, you're going to get like $100 worth of, because when I joined, we got 4 wraps, 4 mini defining gels, and fab wrap. And so that was like, what, $120 worth of product. So she was like, you can make your money back. And I was like, okay. So I joined the business. The next week I got my kit. I made my $100. I went and paid my water bill. And so I killed two birds with one stone. And so that's basically, you know, the first part of my story. Like I joined because our family was struggling so badly. I needed a way to like help my husband pay bills. And so that's why I thought I joined. That's why I thought that the Lord placed this business in my life. But his plan for us is so much greater than you'll ever know. And actually last summer, it's been 1 year, I left an abusive marriage because of this business. I never would have been able to do that if I hadn't had this business under my belt, because he placed this in my life 2 years ago. And I worked it and I worked it and I worked it up to double diamond, and everything happened. And I was like, okay, I can afford to go out and, you know, live on my own and pay my bills. And so this business is such a blessing, you guys. And it's so crazy because I left in July. In July, I also bought my car. In August, I moved into my apartment, which these are all huge things for me because I went from living with my parents to living with him. So I've never lived on my own. So got my apartment by myself with Berkeley. I was 8 months pregnant with Riley. All that happened in August. September, Riley was born. So now I'm a single mom living on my own with 2 kids. And then in October, I went triple. So through seriously the hardest time of my life, the most chaotic, the most emotional, just so much life change, I hit triple diamond in this business. And that just goes to show you, like, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. If you grasp onto this business and you know that you're in control, you can take it to wherever. But that's my story. Now I'm just a single mom working this business every day.
That is crazy. It's like, oh, the first time I heard your story, it was on one of Morgan Martin's Zooms, and it was right after you had left, and it like just made me bawl. I'm like, how did you, during all of that life, how did you just stay focused and be like, okay, this has to work?
Yeah. I remember that Zoom. It was in my apartment, and I was like sitting at my dining room table, and that was the first time I talked about it, and I was like crying. I was like, ah.
Yeah, I can't imagine. So, okay, I want you to talk about when you were married, when you had Berkeley, and when you were working full time. How did you work this business? Like that takes some time management. So what did you do?
Yeah. Okay. So, you know, one of my favorite things about this business is it's always going to work with you. Like okay, it's because it's not, which I'm sure this will come up again later in the Zoom, but like, I always look at this business like it's not motivation, it's about discipline. I am not motivated to work this every single day. I would much rather go to the pool and just lay out and not have to check my phone and not have to respond to messages, because I'm super weird about like tanning and laying out. I feel like if I'm laying there with my phone blocking the sun on my face is not going to get tan, you know, and I'm like trying to get a tan. So I'm like, I would much rather just be laying here, just not talking, not doing anything, like literally just laying at the pool. But instead, I'm like laying at the pool, chasing kids, checking messages, posting, you know, like I'm all over the place. So I'm like, I'm not even getting to lay out. Okay. So it's not about being motivated to do this business. It's about discipline, you know, because I know that if I stop showing up to this, if I stop working it, I'm not going to be able to pay my bills. I'm not going to be able to stay home. I'm going to have to go get a job. And that is the last thing that I want to do. Okay. So while I was married, having Berkeley, you know, it's about, you know, finding when throughout the day you can work this business. Okay. So when I was doing hair, I'd wake up and I don't even remember, honestly. Like, I think I would wake up around like 9, because I am not a morning person. I never have been. I don't think that I ever will be. That's something that I journal about, is like, Lord, show me how to be a morning person. But it's like, we might slowly be getting there. I don't know. But I'm just not a morning person. I hate mornings. I love sleep. Like, I don't know. So I'd wake up around 9. And I would get ready, get Berkeley's bags packed, and I would take her to either my mom or my ex-husband's mom. And one of them would watch her. So I was always fortunate enough that I didn't have to take her to like an actual babysitter or like a daycare or anything like that. And I never had to pay them, obviously, but it was still, it was time that I was missing, you know? And so I would take her there, and I was normally at the hair salon around, I think like 10:30. And my day wouldn't start until 11. So I'd get there at 10:30, and then from 10:30 to 11, you know, I'm setting up. I would try to like set up for my first color or cut as quick as I could. And then I would, what, Berkeley? Yeah, let me see. Oh, okay. Berkeley's watching videos behind me. But I'd get there and set up as quick as I could, and then I would post or send some messages or something. You know, I was trying to get something done for my business. And then, you know, my day started, okay? Having colors coming in, having cuts coming in. And if you have ever gotten your hair done, you know that like your hairstylist is like working on your color. Once you get your color in, maybe she'll have a cut, or maybe she has like another color that she's starting. So you're never just working on one client. Like you're like, you know, intermingling them. And so I was doing that, but like between working on 2 people, I would like find 10 minutes to go to the bathroom and literally just sit on the toilet and be like, okay, I need to message as quick as I can, get as many out, post, you know, whatever. So I was doing things like that throughout the day. On my lunch break, I would seriously just be standing there, like texting, like take a bite. Like I was seriously just always on my phone when I wasn't in front of a client. And then when I got home, obviously it's cooking dinner, which I would get home around like anywhere from 7 to 8:30. So once I got home, you know, cook dinner, clean the kitchen because I'm super OCD and I hate messes. So get that done. Then it was time for Berkeley to get in bed. Then I would try to spend at least an hour with my ex-husband. And by that time it was like 10:30 maybe. And so, you know, I haven't worked since I got home. So once everybody was asleep, I would seriously sit down at my kitchen table. I would pull out my list because I'm a huge list person. I would write down, you know, who I was talking to about products, who I was talking to about the business, follow up. And that was really when I worked the business, was at night once everybody was asleep. While I was working, I was listening to like, you know, training videos of like other leaders like Jade Hooper, Jocelyn Yates, Tiffany Herr. I just went to their YouTube channels and just like found a video that sounded like something that I needed to, you know, hear at the time. And I would just have that going in the background while I was working my business. And so, you know, it was honestly like making sure that I was spending time with my family and, you know, giving my relationship time, because you have to do those things. Like if you work this business 24/7 and you're never giving attention to the other things in your life that need attention, you're going to burn yourself out. And so it's okay to take an hour to watch a movie with your family, or, you know, 2 hours to spend time with your spouse, but make sure you're still giving this business, you know, time. So it was really just finding times throughout the day that I could work and actually like having the discipline to get it done.
Yeah, that's awesome. So now, having 2 kids and being a single mom, what does life look like now? It's totally different.
Oh yeah, it's like no schedule. Like I somewhat had a schedule then, you know, because it was like go to work, come home, cook dinner, clean, bath, bed, work. Like I seriously had like, I don't even know what a schedule is anymore. You know what I mean? I'm like a lunatic on most days. I'm like chasing Riley around, trying to get Berkeley settled down. Like it's seriously crazy. But the only thing that is like the same for my days now is the fact that Berkeley Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday goes to school from 9 to 2. Other than that, everything is completely different. Like we'll wake up, you know, I'll go downstairs, pack her lunch, come upstairs, get her ready, take her to school, come home, make my keto coffee, make Riley breakfast, and then I try to like journal, get some work done then. But I really just work around my kids. And that's honestly like, if you're a mom in this business, that's what you have to do. Unless you're a super great mom and you've got a schedule, then you're on top of it. I just don't have a schedule down. I've never had my kids on a schedule. And if I have any more kids, you better believe they're going to be on the dang schedule. But, you know, now it's just, I find times throughout the day that I can work this business, and I have alarms set on my phone. So, like my first alarm starts going, like my first business alarm starts going off around 9:15, and that's to check in with my new distributor. So every single day, you know, my new distributors, hey, how's it going? What do you need from me? How are you feeling? You know, whatever it is, checking in with them. And then like every 2 hours, I think, or like 3 hours, I have an alarm that goes off that says send 20 messages. So I know that I'm getting my messages sent out, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing, you know, if I'm doing laundry or, you know, making Riley lunch or going to pick up Berkeley, I will send those 20 messages. Obviously, if I'm going to pick up Berkeley, then once I get there, I'll park, go and get her, and we sit in the car until I'm done sending my messages, and then we'll go home. There's even sometimes, you guys, that I'm at the grocery store and I'll just keep snoozing it, like snoozing the alarm until I get in the car. And before I drive and go home, I send my 20 messages. And so it just kind of holds me accountable. And that just goes to show, like, you can work this business anywhere. It's just, again, having the discipline to get it done, because I could be like, oh, stop this alarm. I'll do it later. I will do it later. But I just know, like, okay, I need to get this done. So, you know, it's just working, you know, around. Like I knew that tonight I had this Zoom at 9:30, and then my team Zoom was at 9. And so like I had, the way that we do our team Zooms is I have like some of my other leaders like host them like every other Sunday, so I can do things like this. But I knew that that was at 9, and I knew I had this at 9:30. So I've been working on getting the kids ready for bed since like 7:30, you know, like I bumped everything up. So it's just knowing what you have to get done for your business and getting it done, and basically just like fitting the business in throughout everything else that you have to do.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we have a few questions. First one is, how do you grow your network effectively and efficiently? How do you know who to follow, etc.?
Okay, so with this, I feel like you have to know like what your brand is. Who are you, right? Like, what do you like? Who are you? What are you interested in? Those kinds of things. And it's kind of like, I did a training on this with Cassie Nero, and it might be on her Instagram, but it's like a training, or on her YouTube. It's a training with me over like how to like get the most out of Instagram, because I work my business mostly from Instagram. I post the same things to my Facebook and my Instagram, but Instagram is mostly where I get all my business. But it's like, your bio should be like the top like 5 to 7 things that you want people to know about you. So if you go to my Instagram, you see like, I think it says like Mom and Bear to Berkeley and Riley, so you know that I'm a mom. I know it's got something about Jesus on there, living a 7-day weekend, Texas girl, and I'm sure it says something about coffee. And my Instagram handle is Coffee Mama. So like right off the bat, I'm a mom, I'm a Christian, I like coffee, I like to have fun because I'm living a 7-day weekend, and I live in Texas. Those are like the things that are me. Okay. So all of my posts kind of reflect off of that, like you'll see me at the pool. Wow. Okay. She's at the pool at noon on a Tuesday. Why isn't she at work? Oh, well, because she's living a 7-day weekend. It ties into that. So figure out who you are, brand yourself, make your post, go off of that, and then find people who relate to that. Okay. So I really like fashion. So sometimes what I do is I'll find a boutique that I like to order things from. And like, let's say that they posted a super cute outfit. I will go to who's like that picture, and I'll go and I'll follow all of those people. Now, I don't just click follow and go all the way down, because you're going to follow some spammy accounts. You're going to follow some like not really active accounts. And so what I do is I actually go to profiles and look at them. And I also like to make sure that they're not already in It Works or Arbonne or in some other kind of business, because when I go to message, if I'm following a bunch of people who are already in other network marketing companies, then it's like you kind of look goofy. So I really pay attention to who I'm following. But I'm just making sure that I know that I'm following people who I have similar interest in. You can even search hashtags. So sometimes I'll search hashtag coffee because I like coffee. I'll do hashtag mom, hashtag single mom, hashtag mom life, just things like that, and follow people who I have similar interests in.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I do too. Okay, so next question. You said you work mainly from Instagram. So what do your messages and conversations normally look like? Like, what's your go-to for talking to people?
So normally what I do is I message from, I would look this up, but I'm on my phone, so I think it's if you go to your following. Yeah, if you go to your following on Instagram, you can sort it by, who's followed you the longest. And so what I'll do is I'll do that, and then I'll scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I'll just start messaging those people because they've been following me for the longest. That's normally like the people who you like went to high school with or went to college with, or like, all of those people, like maybe the people you were friends with on Instagram before this business, before you started going and following all these people that you didn't actually know. And so I'll go to them again, and I just unsend and resend the message. But my message is, I like to keep messages short, simple, and sweet. And so sometimes it's just like, hey girl, can I ask you a question? And then when they say yes, I'm like, perfect. I'm still needing somebody, or I'm looking for people to test some plant-based products for me. I'm needing someone for weight loss, detox, skincare, hair growth. Do any of these interest you? And then if they say no, I'm just like, okay, great. Have a nice day. And if they say yes, then I'm just like, okay, perfect. Like, which one are you most interested in? And then I just go from there. Something that I like to do is, I don't have it like, let me see. I forget I'm on my phone, so I'm like, ooh. Uh-oh. So there's one, you'll just have to change the end to something else, because my team and I, we do giveaways every month. And so whatever our giveaway is that month is that end part, which I was from last month. And so I need to change that. But I have that's like one of my main messages that I use. And that one works really well. But sometimes, just keeping it even simpler, like, hey, can I ask you a question? I guess I could send the second part. There's the second part. And then obviously from there, you would just describe the product, and all of that stuff. And something that I like to do is that's really like the only like scripts that I use are like my first message and then like the second message. And then from there, I either use voice, like talking, or like like talk to text where it's like me actually talk like, hey, exclamation point, blah, 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 period, like things like that. It just makes it a lot easier. But I think that answered the question.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing those with us. That's awesome. Okay, so do you do any host-to-posts on Facebook at all, or are you strictly messaging on Instagram?
I do host posts on Facebook. I don't do them all the time, just because sometimes host posts stress me out. Like especially trying to keep up with a host post and 2 kids by myself. Sometimes it becomes a handful because there will be sometimes where I'll do a host post and it doesn't get any comments. And then sometimes you do one and you've got like 30 comments and you're trying to keep up with it and you just get like so overwhelmed and I feel like I'm going to like miss somebody. Or I've actually had sometimes like I've done host posts and then like other distributors like will come and like message everybody. And so like when I do a host post, I like to like be there and like be able to like, be on top of it and see. So I do host a post and they're, just like the normal host post, like who loves coffee and wants to lose weight, or, all of the other ones, like I'm looking for somebody to try this cleanse, and lose weight, just anything like that. But I do host posts. I try to do them on Instagram too, but sometimes it gets a little more difficult on Instagram because people don't really like to post the pictures that you send them on their actual Instagram. So I have them like tag me in their story, and then to just have people message me. And you can even do like host posts. I've been like trying to do host posts for distributors on Instagram, but it's still I've got to work out the kinks. It's a little confusing.
So you're just having them post something on their story, they tag you, and then they hopefully go to your post.
Yeah. So like normally, like what I did is I like made a little, it was one of the girls on my team. She made these things on Over, and it's like a picture, like mine is like a picture of me and my kids. And I don't remember exactly what it says, but it's something about like who wants to make money from your phone, like $500 to $2,000 a month, must be 18 or older, coachable, yada yada yada. Message, and then would have like my Instagram handle, Coffee Mama, for info. And so then I would send them this template that's made up, and then they would post it to their story and then just like tag me at the bottom. Like it's got like a blank like rectangle, and at the bottom that's where they would just type my name to tag me. So it like pops. So then like if you were scrolling through this person's, like you'd see it and you could just click where I was tagged in that slide, and then it takes you to my profile, and then you can message me.
That's awesome. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna make that. So next one. Oh, for Facebook, when you're doing them on Facebook, do you ask anybody specific to do a host post for you, or do you just ask anybody and everyone?
I normally just do a post. Sometimes what I'm doing, like if I'm following up, or if I'm like, okay, if I'm following up with somebody and they say like, I'm just not ready, or no, I changed my mind, I'm just like, okay, awesome. Like, would you be willing, like, would you be interested in some free samples? And then I'll have them do a host to post, or like, would you be interested in being entered into this giveaway? Have them do a host to post. Sometimes like, I mean, there's just so many different ways that you can do a host post, like either like going to people and just being like, hey, would you do me a favor? Or throwing a post up on your wall, or just like as you're following up, if people are telling you no, then just offer a host to post. So like seriously, when in doubt, just offer a host to post.
Yeah, that's awesome. I need to do that more. How do you keep your potentials organized then?
Perfect. Okay, so I'm a huge pen and paper kind of girl. Like I had an iPad. I got myself one for my birthday, and I was like, this is gonna be the greatest thing ever. Like it's gonna help me get so organized. And I ended up taking it back because it stressed me out. I was like, this is horrible. I need my actual notebook and like my paper. So what I do every single month, I get a blank piece of paper and I write down potential loyal customers and potential distributors. And then anybody I'm talking to about customers, they go, or about products, they go on my potential loyal customer side. And then anybody I'm talking to about the business, they go on the potential distributor side. And so I literally I have a binder. It's actually in my office downstairs. But in this binder, there's a section that's PLC and PDT. And I have a piece of paper. I have a list for every single month that I've ever been in this business. So I literally just write everybody's name down. And then like if they're a customer, a potential customer, I write down their name, what products they're interested in, and like where I'm talking to them. So like Instagram, Facebook, text, whatever.
And then what about your loyal customers? How do you keep up with them, stay organized? How's your customer retention, stuff like that?
So like on my list, like that I have, as I assign people, I highlight them so I can see who has signed up. Okay, so like this month, what I'll do is I'll go through last month's and I'll just message everybody who's highlighted. Hey, how are you liking your products? Whatever, like just a normal like follow up with a loyal customer. And then I'll just do that every month. So like every month I'm just like following up with people from the last month. And then sometimes I'll go back like the next few months. But I just have like, once I sign a customer, I just let them know, like, let me know when you get your products. And then throughout, once they've gotten them, oh, hold on. Once they've gotten their products, I tell them like, okay, perfect. If you ever need anything, just text me. And then like, I'm just randomly checking in with them. Honestly, customer retention is something that I need to get better at. What I want to do, which I'm going to do that now that Riley is bigger, is get like family pictures done and then like print these like cute little cards. That way, like once I sign somebody, I can send them like, this family picture, like, thank you for supporting us, because I feel like people like that. When you support a small business like this, you want to see that like your money is going somewhere. And so like, I feel like if people see like who they're supporting, what they're supporting, it just like is the icing on the cake. And so something like that. But I just, follow up with people. I really have no system to that. It's kind of like I follow up every single month. I follow up with people from last month, but then like it's hit or miss how far back I go, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I used to write thank you cards to everybody, and then I don't know what happened, but I just have not done it the past few months. I need to get back on it, because everyone, whenever they got the card, they were like, oh, thank you so much, and I'll put a little sample in there of something, like a berry or keto energy, and they're like, oh, thank you so much, that was so sweet of you. I need to get back on it. Okay, so tell us, do you do self-development? What's your favorites? Why do you do it?
Okay, so there for the longest time, I thought that self-development had to be me sitting down, like reading in my Bible or reading a devotional or something like that. Okay. Self-development can be anything that makes you feel good. Okay. Y'all are going to think I'm crazy. Remember earlier how I said that I'm OCD? Okay. Literally every day, every single day. Okay. I come home from taking Berkeley to school. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, come home from taking Berkeley to school, make my keto coffee, make Riley breakfast, and then I clean. Okay, I clean and I listen to music. Like one day I might be feeling Cardi B. One day I might be feeling, Luke Combs, and then the other day I'm feeling gospel music. Like it does not matter. Like I will clean and listen to music because that makes me feel good, because I'm able to like sit there with myself and with my thoughts and like clean. Because when things are, I'm super OCD, it's bad, you guys, but when things are out of place, I cannot think or function. So I wouldn't be able to work my business with everything a mess. And like everything that like I went through last year, when I had my apartment, like I was super scared because it just like I didn't leave on good terms, obviously. And so I was like nervous, and like living by myself, I just like, especially with a newborn and a 3-year-old, I was like so overwhelmed and scared. And so in February, me and my parents went in together and we got the house that we live in. And then this next February, I'm going to move out on my own. Again, we're going to try it, see what's happening. But I moved in with them. I forgot where I was going with this. Mom brain also. Oh, and so like I'm OCD and they're not. And so sometimes like there are things that they don't have put up. I'm like, okay, like let me clean this because I can't function with this being like this. Like it's bad. I don't know. I hate being OCD, but I'll clean every single day and just listen to music. And then after I've cleaned, I sit down and I journal. Okay. I don't know if y'all get on any journaling Zooms or anything like that, but who are y'all, like, who's your ambassador?
Allie Antonacci.
Okay, so like Courtney Bohr, she's mine, and like what we've been doing is we do journaling Zooms. We have them every single Monday through Friday, and it's just, I don't know if you know who Kristen Kirkendall is, but she does one at 7 a.m. But like I said, I'm not a morning person, so you won't catch me on one that early. And then Shay does one at 9. But 9 is still too early for me because that's when I have to have Berkeley to school. And so I just do it like whenever I get home. Like I'll tell like some of the girls on my team who are also not morning people, I'm like, hey, I'm getting on a Zoom and I'm going to journal, and I'll just turn on like, so like there's a station on Pandora. It's Coffee House Christian, and it's so good. Like it's seriously such a good Pandora channel. I'll turn that on and we just journal. Okay. And the way that we do this, I actually have like a layout, but it's like Lord, teach me. So like, what do you need the Lord to teach you? Things in your business and things outside of your business. And so like for me recently, that's been like, how to be, because I'm very red. I am almost as red as you can be. And so I'm like trying to, I'm praying and like asking him to like teach me how to be red and yellow, because I feel like in order to be like the best leader, you need to be able to lead with red, but love on your team and nurture them with yellow. And so I'm like, Lord, teach me how to do this. But I'm also asking for patience, because I have I don't know if y'all can see her. She's 3 going on 16, and like patience are just wearing thin. Like she seriously is so sassy. And so I'm like, I need all the patience that I can get, and so things like that. We pray for promotions, because I really, I'm not big on like pushing a promotion. I like to do it when it's like the right time, you know what I mean? So it like is lasting and maintained, and you can actually like have that awesome residual income. And so I just pray for like, when it's time for me to go pres, I'm going to go pres. I could have pushed pres in the last like 3 months. I could have done it, but I would not have maintained. Like we're not ready for that level, And so I just pray for that promotion, for my team to get there. Sometimes I'll throw in like pray for someone on your team, like pick somebody and like pray for them. And so journaling can be anything, like it's today I like was praying for like my anxiety, because like, okay, I'll just, let's just open up. We're going to completely open up tonight. Okay. Kind of met somebody, and I have serious relationship anxiety because of what I've been through. And I'm like, I don't know, like, you know what I mean? And so I'm like, help me to not feel this way. You know what I mean? Like if he's supposed to be in my life, and if, if this is going to work out, like show me, and like take this horrible feeling that I have right now. Like I don't like dating. I'm going to throw that out there. And so it's just like, it's so weird. I just feel awkward. Like take this awkwardness and this anxiety away. And so like literally journaling is like whatever's on your heart. Like, I don't know. It's just and you do it like early in the morning, because it sets the tone for your day. Okay. Like if you wake up and you're having like a bad day, it's kind of like The Secret. I'm sure y'all seen that. Like, like it's showing like the girl like hitting her toe and getting toothpaste on her shirt, and her day is just spiraling down because she's letting all of these bad things like direct her day. Like if your morning wakes up, or if your morning starts like that, sit down and journal and just be like, help me change my day. Help me turn this around. Like put it all on paper, like whatever you're feeling, whatever promotion you're going towards, like it's weird how much it helps. And then it's cool to go back and be like, oh my gosh, I remember when I journaled for this. Like I remember when I was like sitting there asking for patience, and now I have this. Or whenever I was asking for like, because right now I'm trying to grow my leadership, like I have like 5 like what I would call lifers, and it's like I want to add to that. I want even more people who are like leaders on my team and lifers on my team. And so right now, like I'm doing that, I'm like journaling, like I'm attracting my dream team. I'm attracting the people who want this business, who are going to run. I'm attracting the customers who are going to change their life with these products and who need these products. And it's weird. Like when I started journaling that, I started having people reach out to me about this business that I have like looked at their Instagram and been terrified to message, because I'm like, you're so pretty, you're not going to want to join me. And then like they message me, and I'm like, hi, Jesus. Okay. I see you. I know. I feel it. All right. So journaling is so awesome, and it makes you feel good. So that's honestly like one of my main things. And then obviously I think it's Calling to Jesus or something like that. It's just a devotional. And then Confident Woman devotional. And then something that I just started on July 1st was 100 Days to Brave. And I definitely suggest that book. It's really, really good so far.
100 Days to Brave, is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. I was looking at devotionals on Amazon actually, because I wanted to get one. Because I journal in the morning, but I feel like I need guidance, with like, I don't just sit down and read the Bible. I have an app, but I don't want to be on the phone in the morning. So I was looking at things on Amazon, so I'm glad you just said that. Okay. Guys, if you do not know the colors, I encourage you to go take the test and know what color that you are, and then read about the other colors too, because I'm red also, and I've noticed that reds attract yellows for some reason, and so
and reds and yellows clash.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. Like my double diamond is yellow, and I love her to death. but I'm so red and goal and money and task oriented, and she just wants to love on everybody. And I'm like, no, like, let's go, like, let's reach our goals. And so, and two, like, you have to know that yellows want to feel loved and feel needed, and they want you to check in on them. And I'm red. Like, I've never been the person who's like, hey girl, what's up? How you doing? What are you doing today? Like, if I'm texting you, it's because like I need to talk to you right then and there. Like, I don't just like text to have casual conversations, but yellows need that. Yellows need you to be their friend and check in on them. And that's why I'm like trying to like find some yellow, because everybody needs some yellow.
Yep. Me, Allie and I, Allie's not my direct upline. My upline had quit, so Allie kind of like stepped in, and me and her are like the same. We took the test and everything is like right then and there. So she doesn't like, I'm very like, you don't need to check up on me. I'm fine. I'm going to come to you if I need something. But
Yes.
almost everybody on my team is yellow. And so if you guys are training yellows, they love emojis. Like she said, they want to just be like, hey, how's it going? What'd you do this weekend? You know, they want to feel loved. Like my best friend just texted me and she was like, hey, did you have a fun weekend? And I just want to be like, yeah, done. Like,
Right.
call you and tell you. But, you know, she wants to hear. So, okay. Last question I have for you. So right now on here, we have a lot of rubies and emerald, pushing for emerald, and they see diamond and they want diamond. But what, like, can you vision cast a little bit? What can you tell them to, what, I don't know what I'm trying to say. What do you think rubies and emeralds who see diamond, but it feels like just so far away, what would you tell them?
Okay. So first off, all of the doubt that you have, like, I want you to like put it in a trash bag and like tie it up and then throw it out the window. Okay. Like chunk it, like kick it. Okay. Across the football field. Like it's gone. Okay. It's not there. So I actually went to my very first It Works event on March 18th. Okay. Of 2017. Okay. As a ruby. Okay. I had gone ruby in January. Okay. So I was a ruby. I was charted for diamond with the old diamond chart. So it was 24 distributors. And I was probably close, like 37,000, like maybe not, maybe like 3,000, like 300-ish away from diamond. Okay. My ruby, because to go diamond, you had to have an emerald and a ruby. So my ruby, I had built to ruby 3 times. Okay. She just wasn't getting it, wasn't working with me. And then my emerald, I think she enrolled 7 customers, and that was it. That's all she did. Okay, so I'm going diamond, and I have literally maybe 3 distributors working under me, but those 3 distributors are 400 boxes, like on the lowest level of my chart. And so I'm like, I'm so thankful that you're working and you're going to fill your box, but like, I need like more people working with me. Okay. So I go to my first event. Okay. As a ruby, it was when I first met Courtney Board. That's actually where me and Shay met. That's where our friendship like blossomed into what it is today. Go to this event, and I left with so much love for this company. And I was full of belief, like just, you know, going to that event and being in that environment and seeing it. And it was just a boot camp. Like it wasn't conference. It was a boot camp, which is like a smaller event. And I was just like, wow, I was speechless. And I went home, and from March 18th to March 31st, I brought in that group volume, and I went diamond, and I got the $10,000 bonus. Okay. But this is what I did. I lived in my pajamas. I think maybe in however many days that was, I took 3 showers. I was a hot mess express. I was literally eating to-go food like every night. I was not cooking. And you know, I kind of had this like agreement with my husband. I was like, I'm going to take care of Berkeley during the day while you're at work, and I'm still going to be working this business. But the second you walk in that door, I need you to play with her, give her a bath, get her in bed so I can do this. Okay. So if you have, you know, a spouse or whatever, come up with that agreement. Okay. Figure that out. If you don't, if it's all you can still do it. You guys, I went triple diamond sitting at my dining room table in my apartment with a newborn and a 3-year-old. Okay. You can do it. It's literally a matter of sitting down and deciding that you're just going to do it. I messaged everybody. Okay. And if you've never promoted, if you've promoted, you know what a promotion month feels like. You feel every single emotion that there is to feel. You are so excited, and then you're sad, and then you're angry, and then you're frustrated, and you're confused. Like, you feel all of them, and they just come and go. Like, whenever I was pushing diamond, I would have a day where I was like, oh my, I'm a diamond. Like, I'm Carley Guerrero, and I'm a diamond in this business. I'm getting a $10,000 bonus. I was just so confident in it. And then the very next day, I would be bawling, shoving donuts in my face. Like, I'm not going to get it. I'm not good enough. I'm not going to get it. And, like, it was back and forth. But no matter what I felt like, I was still messaging. I was like sitting there eating donuts, bawling my eyes out, sending messages, like, I'm not going to get it, but I'm still trying. Like, I'm not giving up. Okay. And that's what you have to do. Like, do not give up. Just keep pushing, because it's going to happen. Okay. And the thing is, you have to believe that it's going to happen. And I think the month that I went diamond was the first month that I watched The Secret. So if you haven't watched The Secret, watch The Secret on Netflix, because what you think is what you're attracting. And whatever you're thinking of yourself is what you're going to become. Okay. So something else just for giggles. The night that I joined this business, I was in my shower shampooing my hair, and I was like giving my speech on stage as an ambassador diamond. I was like, I'm so thankful to be here. Like, so like out of the gate, I was like, I love this. Like, I'm going to have so much fun. And so remember why you started, have fun with it, believe in yourself. Like, and something that I always tell my team is you are in 100% control of where you go in this business. Okay. Like, your upline's not going to do it for you. Your downline's not going to get it done for you. Like, your sideline sister can't do it for you. It's you. Okay. So if you're a ruby, if you're an emerald, whatever you are, if you're pushing for diamond, sit down tonight and look at that diamond chart. What do you need? Are you charted? If you're charted for that promotion, then you need to literally every single box on that chart, text them a separate text message. Let's run. Okay. If it's somebody going emerald, make sure they know what they need to go emerald. What group volume do they have to have? Okay. Who should they be focusing on? Who should they be working with? If they're going ruby, make sure that they know. If they're a 400 box, make sure that they know how to get 400 group volume and celebrate that. Don't look at somebody like they're just a 400 box, because you could have somebody who's just a 400 box on a chart be, you're going presidential and they're now your triple diamond. Like, you never know what somebody's capable of in this business. And so I always tell everybody, love on everybody the same. And it's honestly just making sure that you know what you need, and then making sure that everybody else knows what they need. Okay. Because and also you're setting the pace of this business. So, your team is going to go wherever they see you going. So if you're excited with this, if you're having fun, if you're enrolling, your team is going to be doing the same. So just always try to be the hardest worker, know what your goals are, know what you need, get it done, show up to the business, and just decide to go diamond. And you're going to do it.
You guys, I like how she said, love on everybody the same. I had a distributor who she joined about a year ago, quit. She actually, did she build herself? I think she built herself almost to ruby, but then quit. She texted me about a month ago, said, I'm coming back. She's boxed for emerald.
I love that.
So you have no idea. It might not be their time, but it could be their time in 3 months. It could be their time in 6 months, and who knows what you're going to be. Everything's going to work out. Okay, I just thought of something. One last question. What's your biggest tip for signing distributors?
Be relatable. Like, don't try to be perfect. And that's something that I kind of got into. I noticed that I wasn't signing as many distributors, and I was like, how come I'm not signing any distributors? Like, what's going wrong? And I went back and I looked at my posts, and I looked at things that I was posting. Do what? Yes, I think so. What's that? Okay, perfect. Thank you. I had to show me a unicorn cup that he bought Berkeley. Okay. That was my brother. Tips for signing distributors. Okay. I went back and I looked, and I was trying to be too perfect. Okay. Which I think that your Instagram, because Instagram has changed, and everybody wants this pretty blogger style Instagram, your pictures on your Instagram, they should flow and be pretty and be edited, and all of those things. You can still have a perfect looking Instagram, but your story doesn't have to be perfect. If you go and look at my Instagram, all of my pictures are fun, but my story is where it's me, walking around my house, talking, or, showing a video of Riley walking, or he's just now starting to stand up on his own, or, Berkeley today got a JoJo box in the mail. And it's things like that, where it's me talking about, there was one on July 5th was a year since my marriage had turned physical. And so this year on July 5th, I talked about that on my Instagram story, sitting in the Sonic parking lot. I was this is something that's on my heart to share. And I just talked about it. and like, that's not something that's perfect. That's not something that, is all fun and pretty, but that's something that's relatable. That's something that other people relate to. And that got me a lot of people, in the business, people outside of the business, people who, have no intentions of ever following me or ever like actually joining me. But it got me so many people in my inbox talking to me. And that's the thing. That's something that like, I remember Courtney Bohr said it um, on a training that she was doing, but it was something along the lines of, you know, you could on your Instagram story, like my video, for example, okay, I was being relatable, being raw, being myself, and there could have been a girl who swiped up and messaged me, and I start having a conversation with her about that, like, talking about what I went through, helping her through what she's going through, whatever. And then now we have that connection, not on a product and not on a business post, on something that we relate in our life. And now she's following me, and she's seeing my posts, and she's seeing my stories, and she's seeing me talk about the business, and she's seeing me go to the pool, and she's seeing the keto coffee. A month from now, she might message me about the business or about the products because of a conversation that we started that had nothing to do with the business. And so sometimes it's just, showing who you are, being relatable, and, somebody's going to relate to that. Start just a casual conversation and it could turn into something else. So being relatable is definitely my biggest tip.
I love that so much. Okay. Thank you so much, Carly. I know it's so late, but thank you for taking the time.
You're welcome.
With your little kids. I really appreciate it, and I look up to you so much. So I'm so excited for you to go Prez. Good luck with it. All right, bye guys. I'll put this up on my YouTube tonight. See you guys.
Bye.